Welcome to Tech Brothers with Amir. Let's say we have different type of files in one of our folder. There are Excel files, CSV file, text file, BMP files. We want to zip them according to the extension. All of the Excel files should be zipped to xlsx_date, and in consideration, let's say we have text files, so they should be txt_date. Once the files are zipped, they should be deleted from the source folder. If tomorrow, let's say we have different type of file, and that's included in the source folder, the package should be able to handle itself. It should create a zip file with the extension and date, and then move or add that file to zip file, and then delete from the source folder. Now what we are going to learn in this video, we will learn SSIS package parameters that we use for the configuration, and then we will learn how to use the Foreach Loop Container, so we can loop through the different files and get the file names, and then we can zip them. Next, we will be using in the third, if you see that here, I'm using a variable called ZipFile, and I will be writing an expression to get the extension and then add the date to it, so we can use that as a zip file path. If the file already exists, let's say we created the zip file xlsx_date, and it already exists for that day, the files will be moved to that zip file. So we will not be creating over and over. If the file does exist, the zip file does exist, we will be just adding the files. If it does not exist, we will create it for that day. And we will learn script task, and inside the script task we will learn how to change the .NET framework from 4 to 4.5, and also we will add some assemblies such as system.io.compression and system.io.compression.file system. So let's go and start a demo. Let me show you a folder. This is my input folder that has different type of files. So I have a Excel file, I have a text file, I have BMP file, I have PowerPoint file. I can add any type of files. We will add some other files as well once the package is ready and we run in the run first time, and then we will add new different, or we will add different type of files to make sure if it is taken the new types automatically. Now in the zip folder we don't have anything, so there should be folder created here with the extension_date once the package will run. So in this case we have text, we have PowerPoint and BMP and Excel, so there are 4 different type of files sitting here, and when we will run the package inside the archive folder, there would be 4 different folders. Actually zip files will be created, and the files will be added to them. Now open your bids or SSDT, whatever you have according to the version of SSIS you are using. Go to SSIS packages, right click here, and a new SSIS package. If you are using old versions, you go ahead and create 2 variables. If you are using the new, go ahead and create the parameters, because we want to use these parameters or the variables in the configuration. That is the way we don't have to change our SSIS package according to the environment. We can simply change the value of these parameters or variable by using configuration if we are running in prod or UAT or dev. So input folder, that's one of the parameter. Let's provide the value to it. Desktop input folder, let me take this path and provide to it. Here I'm just providing value directly, but in production and all that, these values will be coming from the configuration. Now we have a archive folder, and I'm going to provide the value or the path for that one as well. So this is going to be string. Now let's go to the archive folder, copy this one, and then we'll go and paste it here. We are all set. Next part, we will be bringing the Foreach Loop Container, and inside the Foreach Loop Container we will be reading the files from the input folder. So we will be using the parameter here. Go to collections. In the enumerators you will be using Foreach file enumerator, and then go to expressions, and here in the property directory, and hit expressions and get the input folder, because we are reading the files from the input folder. So evaluate expression, fine. Okay, we are interested to read any type of files, so we are leaving this one as it is, asterisk dot asterisk. So that means we want to read all different type of files, and that can have any name or that can have any extension. Now we will be reading name and extension. In our case, we will be going to the variable mapping and then create a new variable called FileName. So on each of the iteration, the value of a FileName variable will be changed, and it will be the file name that will be read from the input folder. Now this is all good. Next part, what we want to do, we want to create an expression where we can go ahead and just extract the extension of that file and then add date to it. So we can use that in the script task. So let me go ahead and create a variable. I'm going to call this one as ZipFile, and this is going to be string as well. Here we can go ahead and provide some values, because when we write the expressions, it is good idea so we can see if our expression is working, as I will be using file name variable in the expression. So I'm going to call it my test.txt whatever, or xls, any file, give the name. And now here go to expressions, and here we will be saying archive path plus, as we need to create a extension and underscore date, and then we want to say .zip. So I have to get the extension from the file name. So let's say if I bring the file name here, so what I have here, I have my text.txt. I don't care about this part, because I'm only concerned about the extension. Each time it is going to loop through, it will give me the file name, but I will be getting the extension, and then I will be adding the date time, because that's where I want to zip the file. So let's go ahead and just get the extension from here. So we need to remove this part, right? So one of the things we can do, we can use a substring. In the substring we will be providing, okay, we will be reading the value from here. Here we have to provide the starting point from where we want to read, and we can make use of one of the function called find string, as each of the file has extension, so it has dot extension. So we will, if we find dot here, that will give us the index or the starting position. So if I will say find string, I can grab from the string functions as well, or I can write by myself. If I bring it here, so if you see here, it is saying find string and find you the string, the index. So in our case we will be using file name here, and what I'm interested to find, I'm interested to find the dot. So I'm going to put double quotes dot and double quotes. That's what I'm interested to find, and the very first occurrence, that's what wherever it is, give me that location. So find string is going to return me that location, so it will be used in the substring. And next part, how many characters I want to read. Let's say if I read this one, and next part I can read 3, but .xl sx as 4. So let's say we read 5 characters from that position. So let's go and take a look. So it read, so it returned us .txt. So I'm not interested to read dot, so I can remove that. Here find string is returning us the position of dot. So if I go one step ahead, then the dot will not be available. So I can go ahead and add 1 here, so I can +1. So I'm adding in whatever the index is returned, or the position, I'm adding 1 to it. So we will be getting only the extension now. So we have extension right here. Next part is we need to add a date. So we can use the getDate function, but getDate function does return us the date time, and we have string on the other side. This is all string what we have, and now we need to convert the getDate to the string. So we can use a dt underscore wstr comma 50. In that case we are converting or casting the value what we returned by the getDate function. So So now if you see here, this is what we have. In my case, I want to add underscore after the txt. So right here we can go ahead and use plus sign, double quotes, underscore, double quotes, and plus sign. So now we are all good, but we are interested to read only these characters. We are not interested to read the time part, so we need to just get this date out of it. So I can use the substring again here, and I can say substring, and from starting 1, and then how many characters I want to read. Let's say I want to read 10. So I hope this will fix in the 10 characters. So let's run this one. So we see that now we have extension and then underscore, and then we have the date. I don't want these hyphens. Instead of that, I want to have the underscore. So I'm going to replace, use the replace function, and then put comma here, double quotes, hyphen, double quotes, comma here, and then double quotes, and then underscore, double quotes, and parenthesis close. So this expression is going to be available on the blog as well. So go to description and hit the link there. You will be able to copy and paste. Now what we have extension and date added to it. The last part we want to add dot zip, because we want to have zip file, right? This is all good. So this is where it is going to create the zip file first, and if zip file does exist with this name already, so it will not create it. So that part we will handle in the script task. We are all good here. This whole thing can be done in the script task as well, but I'm just doing it so I can show you how to write the expressions in SSIS as well. So hit OK. Now we are going and bring the script task here. In the script task, let's go ahead and use those parameters and variables. So I'm going to use this package parameter, archive path, but maybe now we don't need this archive path anymore, because we have generated zip file. We have the variable zip file, and we use that in the expression already, and we have created the complete path already by using the expression, so we don't need archive folder package parameter in this case. So we will go and get the input folder, and let's see if we get the file name. So there are two variables and then one package parameter we are going to use. Hit OK. And in this case I'm going to use Visual C#. You can go ahead and change to VB if you like. You hit here and change it whatever you like, and edit script. Now I don't want to write the entire script by myself here and waste time, and I did another video. I don't know how the people are going to like it or dislike it, and here I have already script ready. I'm going to paste it there and walk you through each and every step. So first of all, we will be going to the solution and changing the framework. So we target framework, we have 4. In this case we want to use 4.5 because the method we want to use, they are available in 4.5. So we'll be adding some assemblies and we will make use of those assemblies. This is done. Now go to references, add a reference, and now we are targeting .NET Framework 4.5. So let's go back here and see what we need. We need system.io.compression. We need system.io.compression file system. So this is good. Now we are all set. We can close this part and we can come to the main, and inside the main paste this script. What you have here, this script is also going to be available on the blog post. You can check in the description. And right now what we are doing here, we are declaring some local variables. So I'm saying string file zip file, that's a local variable, and the value of this variable I'm setting by using the SSIS variable called user zip file. Remember this variable we created and wrote expression on that. That's the zip file path. So it is extension underscore date, in other words. So now we have a file name, and in the file name we know that we have a file name variable that we created in the Foreach Loop Container. And next we are saying input file path. So that is combination of our input folder. So we use the package parameter here, and if you see for the package parameter you will send $sign and then providing the name, and still you will say dts.variables, and if you are using project parameter you will say $sign project and colon and name of it, and then here we have the input folder plus we are putting the file name. So that's a complete path of input file. So now we have complete path for input file. We have zip file, that's where we need to zip this input file. And now let's go and see what happened. We have here, it is in the name file does not exist in the current context. So we need to add some namespaces, and let's see if that will take care, as we have added the assemblies. So we are going to go ahead and add those namespaces, system.io.compression, and then let's go ahead and use system, as we are dealing with the files, system.io. So these namespaces are added. Now let's see what we have here. I'm saying if the file already exists, so I'm saying file, so I'm using the class system.io.file and saying .exist, and here I'm checking, I'm providing the zip file. So I'm saying if that extension underscore date dot zip file does exist, don't do anything. You don't need to delete you don't need to create the file. You will be doing only adding the entry. So I'm saying using zip archive, so I'm using this class from the system.io.compression, and that's we are having an instance. We say add file zip file dot open, so zip file zip archive dot update. So if the file does exist already, the zip file does exist already, you just open it for the update and then add an entry. So we'll say add file. So now once we have the add file method, then we will be yep, so we have add file dot create entry from file. So we will be using the method to write the file from input folder to the zip. So this is the path for the input file, and this is the name you want. You can change the name if you want, but in my case I want to keep the same name whatever the file is. And then I'm saying file dot delete input file path. So I want to delete the file once it's added to the zip file. Next, if zip file does not exist, so that we have else part of it, and we are saying var file stream new file stream zip file. So if that file does not exist, go ahead and create it. So once the file is created, and then close the file stream dot, with the, we are closing that. Next, now again, once the file is created, we will be using the same method what we use up here to add the file to this zip file. So and then we will be deleting it. So exactly the same code we are using here, and that's pretty much it. So you can, let me see, we are missing something here, and then maybe another parenthesis in the copy paste. Sometime we made mistakes. So let's go ahead and save it, build it. Build is succeeded, so we are all good. So in short, if the file already exists, the zip file like text or BMP or XLSX underscore date already exists, you just add that input file to the zip file and then delete from the source. If that does not exist, create the zip file first and then add the file to it and delete from the source. So very simple. Sorry. Now we are all good. Let's go back and run the package. What we see here in the archive, we don't have anything. In the input folder we have all those 4 type of different files. Let's run the package and see if they will be added to the zip files according to the extension and date. So what we is according to extension and actually date will be added to it sorry. And here let me go to archive. So we can see that there are 4 zip files are created, and each zip file will have the files according to the extension. So most of the file we had only one file. So in the text file we were having 3 files. Let's go back here and take a look. So these 3 text files are added to the text underscore today's date dot zip file. Now if we check the Excel, there is only one file. Now let me go back here in the input folder, and remember the next test is if the file does exist, the zip file does exist, just add the file to it. So we are going to go ahead and create some more. We are creating we are going to go ahead and create some more files. In this case, let's create the Word document. So we didn't have that, so this should be created when we run the package. Now we go and create some Excel files. This should be added to the same zip file as for each of the day. If the folder does exist already, it will be zip file does exist already, it will be just added to that zip file for the day. So Microsoft PowerPoint. So let's go back. Now in this case, only one new zip file should be created here, but other files, Excel and PowerPoint files, should be added to these already existing zip files. So let's go and run the package. So our package is completed successfully, and we can see that okay, the Word docs docx is added as a part of zip, and we can take a look in here. One document should be there, so that is there. And now if I go to Excel, here there are 3 files in total. So first was already existing, 2 were created by us in the second run, and here in the PPT, PPTX, if we go ahead and open it, this also has 2 files now. So you see that our package is able to accommodate new files and create new extension zip files for them and add to them. And if the files does exist, zip file does exist already, and we are having the same type of or extension file with the same extension such as Excel or text or whatever, then those files will be added to the existing zip file. So this can be important. I don't know. There are scenarios where you will be handling that cases. Maybe you have tons of files and you want to just zip them. At the end of the day, you want to run the package and zip them into the different zip files according to the extension. But there was a lot to learn in this video. We learn for each loop, we learn parameters, we learn variables, we learn script task, we learn how to change the .NET framework, as well as we learn how to add the assemblies and then use different method of from those assemblies and classes, and this script task. Thanks very much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next video.